Hello everybody, hope everybody's doing well. This is a video explanation of the most recent message. I just got two recently, past week. One is for everybody. I'm not sure what it's about. Go along, it's not super long, about 4 pages. 2, 3, 4, just over 4 pages. And there's another one which I'll post next week, which was just like a love note, 2 pages long, from to an Imelda, a loved one of either Pieter, who was one of the souls that's around me that I knew from another life, or from myself in a previous life named Peter. I'm still not sure exactly who it was. I think it's from Peter to his loved one. Although he just needs to think, communicate to it directly, so it makes sense for it to be him. So it might be someone I knew as a previous life. My name was Peter. I'll do that next week. This one is from the 7th. My number 1323. The posting will be 1275. Word without barriers, borders overcome. Word be the word of God without barriers. God has no barriers, he's limitless. Borders overcome. The borders mankind is placed on in the physical world overcome. Understood by fewer than some. It's understood, this true word, truth. It's understood by fewer and fewer as time goes by. So it's understood by fewer rather than some, more. What one sees, what one hears, more and more distorted as the end nears. So what we see and hear is more and more distorted as time comes to an end. As far as God is spirit, you want to turn and learn about the spirit, focus on spiritual, not physical, so that you can discern and hear and see and feel and understand and experience more of what's truth. Joyless faces abound on earth, feigning happiness, false mirth. That's so true. All these wealthy, all these famous, all these celebrities, so-called celebrities, so many people out there. They're these happy faces on it, but really just a mess inside. They're empty. They feign, they pretend happiness, false mirth, false happiness and joy. They're dead inside. They're dying inside. They're rotting. They're caught up in things of this world. They're caught up in drugs. They're caught up in booze. They're caught up in partying. They're caught up in gambling. Caught up in seeking money and possessions. They're caught up in drugs. Caught up in sex. All these things are trying to satisfy that emptiness, to dull that pain inside. Rotting corpses, these people are. Rotting corpses, breathing in air, so they're walking dead. Wandering aimlessly, nary a care, with hardly a care. The alternate being empty stare. Wandering aimlessly, nary a care. Wandering aimlessly, empty stare. It's been spoken of this before many times. And all this is from God, so it says, my son came to set men free, to reconfirm all I gave to thee. Seekers of knowledge do so blindly. Knock on the door, I'll answer kindly. So seekers of knowledge, they do so blindly. They're seeking it in this physical world. Knock on the door, he'll answer kindly. Open it up. Sit, seek, ask, find, knock. Knock on the door, he'll answer kindly in the chair, tell you more about him, about the truth. No one knocks who truly seeks, for they do not listen to he who speaks. This is tricky wording here. No one knocks who truly seeks. So those who truly seek him. Okay. So those who should be a comment. So those who truly seek, they do not listen to he, physical people that speak. And the first part, no one knocks. There's no one out here in the world is knocking. Very few. No one knocks. They're not focused on God. They don't care. They're not looking for the truth. Those who truly seek, They do not listen to he who speaks. So this is a little juxtaposed. Uh, so if you're reading this without watching this video, you're not going to get that. But it's really no one knocks. No one knocks. Very few knock on God's door. Busy focused on physical people, again, churches, religions, and so forth, telling them. Those who don't believe, leaders of men telling them, leaders of corporations, the minions of devil telling them to listen to that. For those who truly seek, they do not listen to he who is speaking in the physical world. They do not listen to he who speaks, in the next line, upon a stage of self-importance, sharing words not in concordance with the truth I shared long ago, when so few on earth I am did know. So no one's out there knocking. No one's seeking to learn direct from God. They all want it from somebody else. Those who truly seek do not listen to he who speaks upon a stage of self-importance. Those who truly seek are not wasting their time on these people, full of self-importance, sharing words that are not in concordance, not in agreement with the truth that I shared long ago. When so few on earth, I am to know, when so few on earth knew the I am, the truth of I am, which is God. Pushed aside my laws and commandments, gathering in their self-aggrandizements. They pushed aside his laws and commandments, turned away from them. Gathered up their, pulling in their self-aggrandizements, their self-importance. Donald Trump's a perfect example of that. Those like him. Journey to the light begins within. One cannot go forward without knowing where you've been. Take to heart the words I share. Nothing on earth can compare. Vagaries of man, putrid and scent. All these vagaries and vanities and uselessness, foolishness of man he pursues. Putrid and scent. Putrid and scent. They smell and rotting. Yokes of oppression, walking all bent. They are yokes. These vanities of man only seek after are yokes of oppression. I said once I gave away things, give up things, I felt more and more free, liberated. No longer have a yoke around my neck. They become yokes of oppression, causing us to walking all bent over like old men. The burdens are so heavy. Joy of joys come from above, through the cord, that umbilical cord of light connects us, God to us, through the cord, which is so full of love. Not a thing created by man. Joy doesn't come from a thing created by man. It doesn't come from man at all. Even though he does all he can. God, man does all he can to seek that joy from the physical world and provide joy to himself and from others. It only comes from God. Falling short, what he seeks to attain, rises up so he can do it again. So constantly seeking that, fill that void, that hole, that emptiness, that joy, which is false, unsustainable. It's like a quick pop of a firecracker and it's gone. Even though he does all he can, man does all that he can to do this, constantly falls short what he seeks to attain. But yet he rises up so he can try to do it again. Let's go out party again. Let's go out get high again. Let's go out and buy something else. Let's go out and accumulate some more money. Let's go out and control somebody else. Let's go out and kill somebody else. Let's go out and destroy stuff. Foolishness. By the time of his arrival, nothing remains for his survival. By the time of man's arrival, at the end of his journey, individually and in mass, nothing remains for his survival. There's nothing left. Despondent, they cling to this world at the end of their journey. Or when they, like before they pass away, as they pass away, just after they pass away. At the time of their arrival, at that point, nothing remains for their survival. Time's up. Despondent over this, they cling to this world, the things of this world, the people of this world, things they have inside, and then they end up in the mist. That's how these people ended up in the mist. They end up in the judgment line. They miss the opportunity to go to the light. But by the choosing to remain, all colors swirled. And when all the colors, the spiritual colors, the soul colors, all distorted. They choose to remain. They can't let go. To join with those of heavenly flow, you must let go of what you know. Purchase your soul's redemption. Cannot do. 'Tis no exception. Tis no exception. Don't try to buy your soul's redemption with what you had and what you attained. Cannot do. Oh, I had all this wealth. I was this. I was that. I was so important. I goes like, okay, big deal. Get to the back of the line. Let it go. They cannot do. There's no exemption. Balance the scales with treasure in heaven. Cannot accrue if you follow the seven. So if you're following the seven, darkness, you cannot accrue. You cannot build up the treasure in heaven. Choosing a path of righteous indignation leaves one teetering on brink of conflagration. So choosing a path of righteous indignation, you're greater than mankind, greater than God, self-importance. Putting down those who seek righteousness. This leaves you one teetering on a brink of conflagration, which is fire, eternal hell. Take to heart those whom I sent through time for my sacred tent. Those, my brethren, brothers and sisters, gifted his servants through time, who've been here to help save souls. Take to heart those whom I sent through time, life after life, from my sacred tent, from his temple, his sacred tent. These, me, myself, and many others, placed in all places. And I don't say myself, I don't like talking about myself. Say, oh, I'm so important. No, there's no self-importance here at all. I'm nothing. I'm nothing. I'm just a simple, lowly servant, a joyful servant. I just share what I know, what I've told, my truth, and his truth. Believe it or not, it's up to you. As I said many times, I'd rather you not watch these videos and read the blog, but talk to him directly. These help guide you. The Bible can help do that, other holy books can help do that. You read them correctly with his help. He's a perfect teacher and tutor, personally, for you. They will teach you at your pace, perfect for you, in a way that's best for you to learn. But you have to seek him. So servants of him, like myself and many others, placed in all places, they of many faces. They all look different faces, many out there, and through time have had many different faces. Serving my words through the sacred thirds, through all mankind's time. Guiding, teaching, saving souls, those walking still in canopic bowls, those who long did sleep, those who dwelt in the deep, those set loose upon the land, those who will be saved by Almighty hand. So we've been guiding, teaching, saving souls. Whose souls? Those who are walking, still in canopic bowls, in other words, they're still alive. Canopic bowls being your body. Those who long did sleep, who were long asleep, have since been awoken. Those who dwelt in the deep, in the pit, who've been released. Those set loose upon the land, the gates of hell were opened. And those who will be saved by Almighty hand, those in the mist right now. Darkness dwells within the mind, pulling the strings of humankind. Whispering, putting thoughts in your mind. Waken thy hearts, so too you can see the evil that roams all around you, all over, disguised in ways pleasing to eyes, as I said before. They're going to disguise themselves. They're going to do and look and say anything whatever it takes for them to try to lead you away from God, prevent you from going to heaven. Voices so soft, disguised in ways pleasing to eye. Voices so soft, whispering as whispering as pass by. Always whispering. Herding the sheep to impending doom. Writhing in ecstasy. Endlessly swoon. Keeping this false sense of happiness, joy. Writhing in ecstasy, focused up the pleasures of this world. Endlessly swooning as they're herded to impending doom, the edge of the cliff. Time comes, nay, is at hand. Chaos sweeps across the land. That's totally visible. He who leads, time comes to end. And the devil, look carefully upon they who call friend. As for the servant of darkness with God, you'll be able to tell who's false and who's not. Brothers, sisters, all may seem, and you all may seem as brothers and sisters. Most what you see is like a dream. Mirror reflects what you want to see. Turn from its face and look upon me. So turn away from what you see, from this physical world, what you want to see, and turn from its face and look upon me, God. What you once knew all passes away. Without realizing, it's your final day. Suddenly upon you. Take to heart once again words put to pen, these words. For salvation is upon you. Choose well what you do. Peace of Christ. God bless. Word of the Lord is Jesus Christ. Thank you. Praise God. So people, again, listen. Seek Him. Ask for His help. Knock on His door. Think spiritual. Focus spiritual. Not the things of this world. Focus within, not without. What you're seeing, as Paul said, how I see as if in a mirror. Reference the mirror there. Then, free of it all, send to the light, face God. Then I will see more clearly. Stop looking and pursuing and focusing on the physical, and look to the spiritual. God bless. Stay safe.